Hello there YouTube. I just thought I'd do this quick video while I'm waiting for a battery to charge. It's basically a incredibly cheap and easy battery mod, well, external battery mod for the Mobius. I just use my Mobius for an action cam, head cam. That's why it's on this cruddy old cap. And I just use it for videoing me flying my planes. Basically, I've had this for a couple of years now, and I've heard that the internal battery can go a bit iffy after a little while. So I thought I'd do like a external battery mod. I've seen other people do this, but I think this is a lot more easy and very cheap if you're just going to be doing what I'm going to be doing. Basically what I got was just the cheapest USB to mini USB cable. I got it off eBay. Cost me, I don't know, something stupidly cheap, like £1.50 or something. And all I done was cut it in half, got rid of the big USB one, just chuck that away, and got the mini USB because that plugs into the back. And basically where you've got all the different wires, you should check it, but it should be the same. It's the red and black wire. Isolate all the others off, cut it down, solder on just one of these cables, and basically what I had was I had this other 1S battery. It's a 1000 milliamp 1S. Some kid I know gave me it. It was out of his model helicopter little toy thing. He crashed it, took it apart, couldn't fix it, and he just gave me the battery out of it. So I think the normal battery for Mobius is 520 milliamp. I think you can get an upgrade for 800 odd milliamp or something. But this is a 1000 milliamp, and also I had one of these Gens A 2S, but one of the cells had completely died, where I just hadn't done any flying for a couple of years and just been sitting there, completely died, but the other cell was alright. So I took it apart, got the bad cell, desoldered it, took it all apart, soldered the connector on, and basically just turned it into 1S. So that's a 1300 milliamp 1S now. And so I've got the connector there. Yeah, what you have to do is I'll show you on this one, is get rid of all the other wires, cut them down short, and sort of trim all this stuff off, pull it down, put some heat shrink over it, and solder on the two black and white wires to your black and white wires on here. If it isn't obvious, what I did to check was I cut it off and then plugged it into the computer, made sure no other wires were checking, and then I just put a multimeter on there on the right ones, and just checked with the multimeter that it was reading 5 volts, and it was, so I knew that was the right wire. So yeah, that's what I done. And you pull them back, pull it down, heat shrink, solder those wires together, more heat shrink, and then put another bit of heat shrink over the top to seal it. And basically, I don't think that one's charged, I think this one's charged. So you can plug that into there and plug that on there. And there we go, we've got a yellow light, you can see there, so it's powering that alright, and that worked no problem. And I mean, even the 1000 milliamp will give you quite a long time. 1300 milliamp will last a pretty good long time, I would have thought. But if you're like me, I mean, if you're not going to be using it, like me rather, for a head cam, because I've velcro that on there, plug that in, and then away we go. If you want even longer flight time, if you've probably got loads of old 2-cell batteries. If you fly normal model planes, everyone's got sorry, a 2200 milliamp rather, not 2S but 3S. Most people have got 3S 2200 milliamp. If you're like me, you've probably that one took quite a ding. I think the other 2 cells are alright. That one's a bit dodgy. The other 2 cells are right, but this one's a bit old now. It's getting a bit tired, and I've dinged it. I've got several of these. There's another one that's it's not been damaged, but it's had so many flights. It's, you know, once you get to a couple of hundred flights, they're pretty dodgy and they just don't have enough power. So that one as well. Or you got one like this, which was rubbish to begin with. But you could do the same thing really. Cut it up, take the single cell out, and just put the connector on, little connector, and you got I mean, you do 3 of them, and you got 3 2200 milliamp 1 cells. That should be more than enough battery life for anyone. You know, and that'll keep. Christ, how long would that keep a Mobius running? A 2200 milliamp 1 cell. Quite a long time, I would have thought. So, to be honest, like I said, if you've got these batteries, all you've got to do is spend like £1.50 or something on a cable, and you might already have a couple of these knocking around. You know, solder it up, and if you're not using your old batteries anymore, I mean, that'd be fine for using this. If you don't want to put them in a plane because they're a bit rubbish, put it on that, and you've got a really long battery life for a couple of quid, if that. You might even have a spare USB to mini USB cable, in which case it costs you nothing, and it saves a lot of buggering about. I mean, you don't want to be putting a massive battery on and putting voltage regulators and all this sort of rubbish on there, because I would have thought 2200 milliamp would last you for God knows how long. Now 1300 milliamp will certainly last me long enough. Anyway, that was my idea for the Mobius external battery mod. If you like this video, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you again later. Bye bye.